An open-source AI agent just hit 60,000 GitHub stars in a matter of days, making it one of the fastest-growing projects in GitHub history. It's called Moltbot, and unlike most AI tools that just answer your questions, this one actually does things. It manages your calendar, logs your health data, sends messages on your behalf through WhatsApp and Slack, and it all runs locally on your machine. No cloud, no subscription fees. Meanwhile, on the complete opposite end of the AI spectrum, 35 state attorneys general just launched a coordinated crackdown on Elon Musk's xAI after its Grok chatbot was caught generating non-consensual sexual images of real women and children. Today, two stories that show both the promise and the peril of AI agents that can actually do things in the real world. Let's start with Moltbot. This project was created by Peter Steinberger, an Austrian engineer and founder of PDF a company that makes PDF software used by millions. A few weeks ago, Steinberger released an open-source AI assistant originally called ClaudeBot, a play on Anthropic's ClaudeAI. The project quickly went viral, and I mean viral. It hit 9,000 GitHub stars in its first 24 hours alone. But here's where things got interesting. Anthropic reached out with a trademark request over the name's similarity to Claude, so Steinberger rebranded it to Moltbot, named after what lobsters do when they shed their shells to grow. The new name actually fits, because what makes Moltbot different from ChatGPT or Claude is that it doesn't just chat, it acts. People are calling it Claude with hands. It connects to over 50 integrations including WhatsApp, Telegram, iMessage, Slack, Discord, your email, calendar, smart home devices, and file system. You can message it on WhatsApp and ask it to schedule a meeting, draft an email, or even deploy code to GitHub. It has persistent memory across conversations, so it remembers context from previous chats. And critically, it runs entirely on your local machine. Your data never leaves your computer. Andrag Karpathy praised it. David Sachs tweeted about it. Mac Stories called it the future of personal AI assistants. Here's why Moltbot matters. For years, AI assistants have been reactive. You ask a question, you get an answer. Moltbot represents a shift toward proactive AI agents that can monitor your inbox, give you morning briefings, or alert you to price drops without you lifting a finger. But the bigger story is about accessibility. This isn't some enterprise tool that costs thousands of dollars. It's free, it's open source, and anyone with a computer can download it and start automating their workflow today. That's a massive unlock for indie hackers, small business owners, and anyone who can't afford premium AI subscriptions. The viral adoption also signals real demand. People don't just want AI that talks, they want AI that does. And Moltbot proves there's a huge appetite for practical personal automation that was previously only available to developers who could build it themselves. What to watch for with Moltbot? First, security. Steinberger himself describes running it on your primary machine as spicy. It has full shell access, so a compromised agent could theoretically delete files or be socially engineered. Most power users are sandboxing it in isolated environments. Second, watch for the inevitable copycats and commercial alternatives. When an open-source project proves demand this clearly, funded startups follow. And third, beware of scams. Crypto scammers have already launched fake tokens using the ClaudeBot name. Don't fall for it. So Moltbot shows us what happens when AI agents get the power to actually do things in the real world. And in this case, the results have been overwhelmingly positive. But what happens when that same power gets misused? When an AI agent's ability to manipulate images crosses ethical and legal lines? That brings us to our second story, a regulatory crackdown that's been brewing for weeks and just hit critical mass. 35 state attorneys general have launched a coordinated action against xAI, Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company, over its Grok chatbot. The issue: Grok has been generating non-consensual sexual images of real women and children. In a letter sent to xAI on January 23, the bipartisan coalition expressed what they called deep concerns about AI-produced deepfake intimate images created through Grok, which is integrated into the X social media platform. Here's what's been happening. Users have been taking ordinary photos of women and children from the internet, and using Grok to undresses them, digitally altering the images to show them in sexual scenarios. According to one analysis, More than half of the 20,000 images generated by XAI between Christmas and New Year's depicted people in minimal clothing, and some appeared to be children. The attorneys general argue this isn't an accident. XAI developed what it calls spicy mode for explicit content generation and actively marketed this capability. In their letter they wrote the ability to create non-consensual intimate images appears to be a feature, not a bug. California Attorney General Rob Bonta has opened a formal investigation. The European Union has also launched its own probe, and a class action lawsuit has been filed alleging XAI failed to implement safeguards against this abuse. This is a watershed moment for AI accountability. For years, regulators have expressed concerns about AI harms. They've issued guidelines, held hearings, and asked nicely for self-regulation. This is different. This is 35 states taking coordinated enforcement action against one of the highest-profile AI companies in the world. The coalition is demanding XAI immediately detail how it will ensure Grok can no longer produce these images, eliminate content that's already been created, take action against users who generated it, and give X users control over whether their content can be edited by Grok. They're also warning XAI not to simply put this capability behind a paywall, making it available only to premium subscribers, which would hardly solve the problem. This matters because it signals the end of the move fast and break things era for AI companies. When your product is being used to create sexual images of children, we'll fix it later isn't going to cut it anymore. Watch for this pressure to intensify. 3 U.S. senators have already asked Apple and Google to pull both the X app and Grok from their app stores pending a full investigation. The Take It Down Act, federal legislation that will require platforms to honor removal requests for this type of content, becomes enforceable in May 2026. If XAI doesn't get ahead of this, they could face restrictions far beyond just image generation. And every other AI company is watching closely to see how this plays out. 2 stories that show us where AI agents are headed. On one side, open source tools like Moltbot proving that practical personal AI automation is finally here, and it's free. On the other, a reminder that when AI gets the power to do real things in the world, the stakes for getting it right are enormously high. The line between useful and harmful has never been thinner. If you want to stay informed on developments like these, subscribe. We cover AI and tech news daily. See you in the next one.